So I had a great question about the ideal gas law, specifically asking about the ideal gas constant, also known as the universal gas constant. So what is it? Simple answer, 8.314 cubic meter pascals per mole degree Kelvin. Yeah, that's pretty simple and straightforward, isn't it? Okay, but actually, it's not as complicated as it might seem. That crazy unit's there for a reason. And the reason becomes pretty obvious when you think about what those units represent. 8.314 pressure times volume divided by moles times temperature. So essentially you get to cancel out all the other units in the equation with this one number, because this constant doesn't actually represent specifically a thing in nature like pressure or temperature. It represents a constant of proportionality. That's a big fancy concept, but you know about it if you know about pi, not delicious pie, but rather the thing that allows you to describe the shape of delicious pie, or the relationship between the diameter and the circumference. What's the ideal gas constant looking at? It's looking at describing the relationship between pressure and volume and amount of stuff and temperature in any ideal gas. And this thing does break down. This theory does break down. It's ideal gas. So if your gas isn't ideal, maybe you don't have enough of the sample, maybe the molecules are a little bit too big, then other forces come at play. But that being said, this particular theorem has incredibly valuable applications across so many areas in science and engineering and technology. But where did the theorem come from? So it's actually an interesting story. It was a simultaneous discovery. So A.F. Hortzman and Dimitri Mendeleev apparently discovered it around the same time in two different places. And these two guys made a simultaneous discovery, which I think is interesting and also kind of cool, because if you look at Dimitri Mendeleev, and I'm not going to show you a picture, I want you to Google him, one of the greatest beards in science. It's got to be tied with Charles Darwin, who also simultaneously discovered, or rather should I say published, the theory of evolution in 1848 with Alfred Wallace, who also had a pretty kick-butt beard as well. Remember, that's what science is. All science is trying to figure out how things are related. Kind of like me at a family get-together. Peace!